Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be teaching you how to make yet another summery crochet creation, and this time it's going to be this super cute and colorful crochet bikini top. It's basically the same that I'm wearing, just using different colors, but as always I have made sure that this tutorial and pattern is as beginner friendly as possible, so I'm really going into as much detail as I can with every single stitch and every single step to ensure that everyone is able to replicate it. However, if you feel like I'm going too fast or too slow, just feel free to adjust the speed of the video. Besides that, I have also prepared a written version of this pattern and it's linked down below in the description box. It's available for purchase on my Etsy store and your support will be super appreciated. I can also promise you that this pattern is very simple and works up very quickly, and you should be able to finalize it within 1 to 2 days, so it's ready to be worn super quickly. But now, without further ado, let's jump into it. Here are the materials that I'm going to use. Here I have 4-ply cotton yarn in 2 different colors. For this project you will need approximately 50 grams in total, and here are some more specs just in case if you are interested. And for this project I'm going to use 2.5mm crochet hook, and you will also need scissors. But now let's get into it. First I will be starting with this lighter green color, and our first step is to create a slip knot. So for that I'm just grabbing yarn and kind of creating a loop like this, then twisting it and pulling the yarn through a loop to establish a secure knot and also a longer loop here. And then just grabbing our crochet hook and adjusting this loop so it fits the size of our hook. So that's our slip knot. And then after that our next step is to chain 12. So to do chains you just have to yarn over and then pull this yarn through the loop that we have on our hook. So that's 1 chain, and then just repeat this process for 12 chains in total. Here I have all 12 chains ready, so now we can actually start working on the first row. And to do that we first have to skip 3 chains, so I'm just counting back 1, 2 and 3, and in the 4th one that's where we will start to work in our stitches. So for this project we will just have to basically do double crochets all the way through, and starting from this 4th chain we can start to do that already. So if you're not familiar with double crochet, you basically just have to yarn over, then go through the chain or stitch, grab yarn and pull it through to have 3 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over again and pull through remaining 2. So that's 1 double crochet. And now all we have to do is just work 1 double crochet into every single chain that we have here on this side. So I'm just going to do that until I reach the end of this row. Here I am at the end of this row, and as you can see we have this 1 last chain left here. So actually in this chain we will be doing 3 double crochets together. So let's start doing that. This is 1, adding another one into the same space, so 2, and then the 3rd one. Like this. This is 3 double crochets together in the same space, and after that our next step is to chain 1, and once that's done we are going to add 3 more double crochets into the same space here. And as we are doing it we are kind of turning on this side because we will be finalizing this row on this side here. So let's start adding in 3 more double crochets into the same space. So this is 1, then adding the 2nd one and 3rd. Like this. We have now finalized this last stitch or chain and we have turned on this side. So now all we have to do is just do 1 double crochet on top of every single chain that we have here. So let's continue doing that. And as you can see, as I'm doing these stitches, I'm also weaving in this loose end of yarn that I have here. So all the stitches that I'm doing, I'm kind of hiding this yarn underneath them. Here I am done with the first row. Just make sure to count that you have equal amount of stitches on each side. And now we can start working on the second row. So for that, we first have to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we can turn our work and start working on the stitches here. So again, we just have to do 1 double crochet on top of every single stitch until we reach the middle here where we did 1 chain. So let's do that, and I will meet you back then once we are in the middle part. Here I'm just completing the last stitch before the chain 1 space here. So just doing a double crochet there, and now we have reached this chain of 1 space here, and starting from row 2 in this space we will be doing 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 2 double crochets again. So let's do that. So first I'm just doing 1 double crochet and then adding the second one like this, then chaining 1 and adding 2 more double crochets inside this space here. So this is 1 and another one, and after that we just have to continue doing double crochets on top of every single stitch that we have from the previous row. And basically this is the process throughout the pattern. Starting from row 2 we will always have to do 2 double crochets, chain of 1 and 2 double crochets here in the very top part that we have here. And now we are just finalizing this row up until we reach the point here, and this is where I'm going to show you how you can change color and proceed with the following rows. Here I am at the end of the second row, and now it's just 1 last stitch left to do. So for that, here is where we are going to change the color, and to do that you just have to start working on the last stitch and complete it halfway through, so only the first yarn over, and then kind of leave it here with 2 loops on your hook. And then you can grab your new color. Here I have already pre-made a slip knot here, so basically just put this slip knot on your hook and adjust the size so it's fitting the crochet hook that you're using. And now we are just going to finalize this stitch with the new color that we put on our hook. So just do the final yarn over with the new color and finalize the stitch with that, like this. So now it's done, and we can move further with the third row by using this color here. And from now on the process is going to be basically the same as during the row 2. All you have to do is just repeat the steps that you did for row 2. So let's start working on the third row. So for that I'm first chaining 3, then turning my work and doing double crochets inside every single space that we have here. And once we will reach the end with the chain 1 space, that's where we are going to do 2 double crochets together, then chain of 1 and another 2 double crochets inside the same space. So everything is going to be the same as for the row 2, and feel free to change colors as you wish throughout this process, and add as many rows are needed for your size. For size A, typically you would have to do 6 rows. For B, it would be 8, C, 10, and D, 12. But feel free to try it on as you are doing these rows and kind of measure it by trying it on how it fits you. And that way it will help you to determine better how many rows you have to add. But now just keep on repeating stitches that you did during the row 2, and I will meet you back once again once you have completed all the rows that are needed for you. In my case, I will be doing 10 rows in total, so also including the rows that we did in the very beginning. So just keep on repeating these steps. And as we have started to use this new color, we can also cut off yarn for the old one because it's not going to be needed at this step, and we will just attach it later on once you are switching colors in between. Here I have finalized all the rows needed for my size, so now we can proceed with the next step, which would be to add border all around this cup. So for that, here I have already changed color because that's my pattern with the color changes. So now we can start adding this border, and for that basically I will be doing 1 double crochet, and after that chaining 1 and skipping 1 and doing a double crochet in the following space. So here is 1 gap here like this, then again chaining 1, skipping 1 and doing double crochet in the following stitch. And this is what we are going to do all the way through to create this nice like holes in between, which will later on also help us to add our straps, because that's where the strap will be weaved in. So just proceed with doing this all the way around, and I will meet you back once we reach the bottom part here, because we will have some additional step there, and we will also have to weave in all these loose ends so we can hide them. But for now, just proceed with adding this border all the way around, and I will meet you back here once we have to change the steps. Here I have created border all the way around, so now we can proceed working on the bottom part here on this side, and first we have to establish a base so we can actually add some extra stitches on top of them. So for that I will basically be doing single crochets all the way through until I reach this end, and in the meantime while doing so I will also be hiding these loose ends that we have here on this side. So for single crochets we will have to do approximately 1 or 2 single crochets on top of every row that we have here. And for that you basically have to, if you're not familiar with single crochet, you just have to go through the space or chain that you have here, grab yarn and pull it up to have 2 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through both of them like this. So that's 1, and then just proceed with the next space where you feel like it would be appropriate to add another stitch. So just do this until you reach the end on this side, and I will once again meet you back there. Here I have done it halfway through, as you can see, and now we have reached the middle part where we have all of these loose pieces of yarn hanging here. So starting from the middle, we will also weave in and hide them as we do our stitches. So proceeding with the first one here, I'm just doing a single crochet as I would normally do, and in the meantime I'm also covering these yarns that I have here. So as you can see, I'm smoothly hiding them underneath, so you don't have to weave in anything at the end, and it also gives a better look because nothing is kind of hanging on the back here. So just keep on doing this until you reach the other side. Here I have completed the bottom part, and as you can see all the yarn pieces are hidden, and this is how it looks on the other side. And now we can proceed with adding the same type of border that we have here, also here on the bottom part here. So for that we first have to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, then we can turn our work, and again starting with 1 double crochet, after that chaining 1, skipping 1 and doing double crochet in the following stitch. So these are the same steps that we have to repeat on the bottom part, so just keep on doing this until you reach the other side. Here I have completed the border also for the bottom part, and we are done actually with this 1 cup for our bikini top. So now we can actually finish off with this yarn, and also because we are done with this part, so for that we just have to chain 1, pull the yarn a little bit looser to have a longer loop, and then just grabbing our scissors and cutting off like this. And as it's cut off, we can also tighten it just by pulling this loose piece of yarn here. And we have created 1 cup for our bikini top, and it looks like this. So now all you have to do is just replicate another one so you have both of the cups ready. Here I have created both cups for our bikini top, and this is how they look. So now we can actually move further with the next steps for creating straps for this bikini top. And first I will be starting with this bottom strap that will be going in here, and for that, in this case, I will be using this green color. And to do that, I have here already measured 9 yarn pieces in total, and each of them is around 2 meters, which is approximately 6.5 feet. So we will use these 9 pieces to create our strap. And to do that, we will basically be doing a super long braid from all of these yarn pieces that we have here. And the process for that is super simple. So here I have measured all of my yarn pieces starting from this point, so everything is in the same length. And for the starting point here, I'm just tying a secure knot like this to make sure that it actually holds everything in place here. And from then on, we can start working on our braid. And to kind of simplify things and to make sure that nothing is pulling away and we are kind of holding everything in the right piece, here I'm just using one of my dumbbells. And then we can start working on this super long braid. So here I'm just dividing everything into 3 by 3. So in total we have 3 pieces for this braid, and each of them have 3 yarn pieces. And from then on we can start working. So just making this super long braid in here, and just do that throughout until you have gone until the other end. And while working on it, just make sure to untie these yarns that we have here, just because it's quite long and it might get messy after a while. So just as you are making this braid, make sure to ensure that nothing is getting super messy in here, as you can see. Otherwise, just keep on working on it, and I will meet you back at the very end. And when you have completed your braid, as I have here, we can finish it off by making a knot also here on the other side. So I'm just doing that like this, and now it's done. Another thing that we can do is that we can just measure to make sure that both of these ends are the same length. And then to make it look a little bit prettier, we can just grab our scissors and cut them in an equal size on both sides. So I'm just doing that like this, and now it looks nice and even on both sides. So now our next step is to actually weave in this strap inside the bottom part of this bikini top. So to do that, I will basically be just going through the gaps that we created here at the bottom part and just weaving it in through those. So as you can see, I'm just pulling this strap on one side to the other throughout the bottom part, and in that way we will ensure that it's attached to the bikini top, as well as it's easy to adjust and move around. Here I have weaved it through the first one, and now we can proceed also with the second one, and just the same process, attaching it here in the middle or in the beginning, and then just proceeding further. So here the strap is attached and weaved in through both bikini cups, and as you can see, it's very easy to pull and adjust it as needed, as well as to move around just in case if you somehow want to push it further away. Otherwise, it looks super nice and neat, and also this is quite nice color combination that we have here. So now that we are done with this bottom strap, we can proceed further with adding straps here at the top. We will have to add one on each side, so let's start with one of them. And process for this is going to be quite similar. Here I have again measured quite a lot of yarn, and in this case it is 5 strings of yarn, and each of them is around 1.5 meters long, which is approximately 4.9 feet. It's going to be very similar, so here I have all the starting points at the same spot. And in this case, I'm just going to weave all of them through the top corner here at the very top of our bikini cup. And as it's done, I'm just measuring to make sure that starting and end point is at the same spot here for this super long string. So just putting both of these ends together, and then we can kind of pull this long yarn to ensure that it's the same or equal length that we are starting from this end here. And then again, we will just have to do a super long braid again, and I'm just grabbing my dumbbell and kind of putting it here to ensure that it holds everything as it should be in one place. And then we can proceed further with working on this braid. So in this case, since we started with the 5 yarn pieces and then we folded them together, now we have 10 in total, which means that we have to divide this by 3 and 4 and 3 again. So here you go. These are our pieces for creating this braid, and then we are just proceeding with actually braiding it, and in the same way as we did before. And as you're working on this braid, make sure that your yarn is not getting super messy. So once in a while, just untie it to ensure that it's neat and you're not making a mess here. Once you're done with this braid, again, just tie a secure knot here at the very end, just as we did it before for the bottom strap, and just tighten it. And then we basically just have to repeat the same thing here on the other side as well. And now that both of these straps are ready, we can just make sure to again cut them in equal length. So here I'm just measuring from this knot to make sure that it's kind of more or less equal, and then just grabbing my scissors and cutting off these pieces of yarn like this. And now it's in equal length again. And now it's ready to be worn, whether you are going sunbathing or swimming. It works for both, and this is how it looks on me. I'm really happy with this final creation, as well as this color combo is super nice and super cute and really brings out summery vibes for the season. And yeah, however, feel free to mix and match colors in any way you wish. You can also easily just create it in one color if that's the look that you are going for. Other than that, it's totally up to you. And also for these bikini cups, you can easily just wear them in a different direction that's also adjustable, so whatever look you're going for, you can easily adjust it. So that is basically it from me today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that this pattern is going to be useful for you in case you're looking to create some summery crochet creations for the bikini season. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out in the comment section below, and I will try to help you from there. And if you did enjoy this video, please give me big thumbs up, and if you're new here, please subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!